Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Está bien? Sí. See, how is everyone doing? I see that there was when I set up the stream, there was 0 people, and then when I from the first person to come in, there's this just huge ramp over the course of hours, and I don't even get it. What's up, Crust Bucket? How you doing, man? It is Wednesday. This is the Hump Day special. We are streaming, playing games, doing stuff. That's how we do. I'm gonna hop in the barbecue. If you're a Patreon supporter, we can chat on the line. That seems pretty great to me. Oh my goodness. I am irpy burpy. So what the heck is even happening? I don't want to mess with that. Yeah, I just don't want to mess with that. Well, whatever. So we'll not be here on Friday. Friday is First Friday because it's March 1. I don't know how it's March 1 already. My goodness. But we're going to be going around and seeing galleries and doing all that fun stuff that you do on First. Have you guys been to First Friday? We do it every month. It is Lady and I. It's our regular habit. It is the thing that we do. So that's how that's just it. That's what I'm saying. That's how we go. Sorry, I'm spending all this time cleaning my glasses. Do you guys have issues cleaning your glasses? Because I do. Because I have glasses. I've been wearing glasses for like 34 years. I'm afraid of that LASIK. I don't want it. I don't want knives in my eyes. That's what scares me, is having knives in my eyes. I don't need... And LASIK can go away. It's scary is what it is. It's terrifying. Do you want knives in your eyes? Because I sure heckin' don't. I know. It's thrilling. It's thrilling. True, exactly, Mouse. You know what's going on. You don't want knives in your eyes either. Who wants knives in their eyes? And they gotta do it just right. They gotta pull the flap open. And they gotta laser the lens just right. And then put the flap back on. And sometimes they didn't do the flap right. So you get like weird aberrations in your vision. And you gotta go back in with the knife. And then it just fades away. I think Baldy has LASIK. Something like that. I don't heckin' know. Maybe you'll hop on. And come chat. Come do this. We're gonna play Skyrim tonight. I figured that if there's any reason to motivate me to play it, finally, it will be this stream. But I like playing a bunch of games. I like the idea of Trans World Sim, even though I don't want to play it again. Yay. Alright. Let's get into the game, but before we get into Skyrim, we're going to get our potato on. Let's see. Yeah, Mutant was my favorite. Lumberjack shirt. There's so many different stats. I don't want melee. -3 harvesting. So many. Wildling. Old. How's everyone doing tonight? I think Mutant's the way we're gonna go. I'm gonna do SMG. Boom. I think the farthest I've made it is like Wave 15. I don't need both buds in my ears. Fair to partly cloudy. Is it fair to partly cloudy outside? It's been nice today. I've been happy. Gatherer 4. Let's do more. Do I want to do more damage? Yes, I do. Lifesteal. Oh, you're fair to partly cloudy. Oh. Getting that, get that internal weather. Guess I feel that. I did not sleep enough hours. I checked Apple Health. It's like, you're sleeping on average like 6 hours and 14 minutes a night for the past week. And it's like, that seems low. Oh, mouse. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. I'm sorry. I'll stream for you, though. We could stream. You could do that. Yay. Ooh, I want that. Medical gun. Heck yeah, I want that thing. Ooh, let's go. Oh. And we could chat afterwards, too. So that's great. I'm looking forward to that. I've had a busy day. I can't really talk to you guys about it, but I rode my bike 12 miles. I'll get this part out of the way. Yesterday, was it yesterday? It snowed? Like, just a little bit. Like, it snowed a little bit. Enough to get stuff wet and then freeze. This is the wrath. Thanks, jeez. And also, welcome to the Discord. Discord's amazing. We will do... Yeah, I'll take it. So anyway. So I was riding to my destination today. And I hit patches of ice. Now, a lot of the places were dry. But unfortunately, since it was on the northern side of a hill, of a big hill, and I was kind of skirting past it, there were parts where light has not come in yet. We'll do armor. So, there was one part that I had to... we'll do range. A medical gun, yeah. And we'll do a turret. And so, there was one patch that I was like, okay, I got this. I dismounted, I walked the bike a little bit, and then I got back on. It's like, great. So I rode a little bit more, and I got to another part that was not as great. Not as great. And I slid on that, and I got some battle scars. I did not totally fall over, but I had to do the... I basically just swore a lot as I almost went down, and thankfully I've gotten pretty good at riding at such a speed that I don't die, or I don't totally fall over, although it's been a little bit... Roxy, what you doing? And yeah, we want to harvest. So that wasn't great, but it scratched at my legs, and it was cold this morning, pushing through a lot of a volume of cold air. It was like 20 something degrees, and that wasn't amazing. It was cold. It was, and it got better later. One of the scariest parts, however, was going down a low traffic street, and I got to some sections where it was kind of, wasn't shiny, but it was kind of just this trace amount of snow, and it looked a little wet, and it wasn't irascible. And I was like, I don't know if this is ice or not, so I'm kind of freaking out. I was close to my destination, but I was going down a hill, and out of nowhere, this guy's impatient with me because I'm kind of in the middle of the road trying to navigate this, and that scared the crap out of me a little bit. But I get to my destination and I lock up my bike, and I don't realize until after I've gone, because where I've gone, there's no bike racks. There's no bike racks anywhere. I am out of Mounds and Almond Joy. Yes. We're gonna do this. And then as I'm leaving, I realize that I secured my bike to itself, the rear wheel through a center point, but I did not actually secure it to anything else. So someone could have just taken the entire bike and walked away with it. But it was not really in a location that I think anyone was really considering it. And so that was cool. But it was warmer at that point. I wasn't quite sweating yet, but I was on the way home and I was using some lower gears, and it made for easier climbs, but I also wasn't getting enough speed. So my transit home was like, why did that take so long? And it was because I was going like 2-3 miles per hour slower than I normally would. Because I was not using my mid gears, I was using my low gears, because it's kind of a gentle incline on the way. But it's a downhill going towards downtown, and it's an uphill coming back. And I have not been on the commute since August, September. So that was great. Irascible, come on, man. Come on, my dude. We're on the green room stream playing potato. We're doing what we gotta do before we Skyrim. Oh, I don't like. Why would it start me at like no health? Which terrible perk is that? No load drops. What? Ooh, I leveled up. I'm at full health, so that's good. What's up, Duskraven? How you doing? Hello. Hi. Let's do luck. Why not? I don't recycle that much stuff, but it does seem neat. And I don't want that. But I don't use melee. Let's reroll. Ooh, engineering. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Oh. Let's combine some of these. Yep, that's how we're doing. And a laser gun. And a laser gun. Let's see, 278, 220. So it's just really low. Let's lock this. I don't want to see that in the future. Baldy said he would hop in. I don't know where he went. After I'm in the barbecue. If you're a Patreon supporter, you can hop in the barbecue. And we can chat on the internet. The internetwork, actually. Nobody puts baby in a corner, but here I am in a corner. So I wonder, like, is there a point to all this in here? Or as far as capturing the all the loot before I actually hop out into the thing. I can hear... Yeah, I can see that. I should be able to hear it too. I don't get it. That should be good. Sorry, not jumping in. Oh, into the thingy? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, capture as much loot as you can. But doesn't it all just suck up into the top anyway? Isn't that how that works? Ooh, brain. Ooh. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, that sounds good. Alright. Watch the number next time? Alright. Is it 20 rounds max? Is like that the end? Because it gave me the impression... I was under the impression that maybe that was just... I don't know. Oh, it doesn't go up. Gotcha. So I have to go out and be a vacuum. And take out all this stuff. Take it all out. I gotta be dangerous. Okay. Well, what's the 43 then? Because the top one is the coins, and the bottom one is the something. You finish this difficulty after 20 rounds. Huh. Hey, if you're in the stream, if you're watching this, you should go hit the like button. You should do it. You should do it. Make it happen, Captain. Oh, that's some... Yeah, that's some stuff in here. I don't need that. But I do want this. +2 engineering, yes. And I will buy the laser gun. or I like that. Ooh, I like that. We're going to keep that locked, I guess.
Good evening, sir.
Welcome, Baldy.
How's it going on your side?
Good. I was telling the crowd the anecdote of me riding my bike today and dealing with some ice and getting some battle scars in the meantime.
Biking in the ice.
Biking a little bit of ice.
Okay.
So I was telling them that yesterday it snowed a little bit, and it was just enough to be irritating. Essentially, yeah. It was cold when I left. It was like 20-something degrees, and yeah, there was a patch of ice, and I decided to take it instead of just dismounting and walking it, and I paid for that with some flesh wounds, which is kind of a common thing. It's an expected thing when you're on your bike. You're going to have some spills. You're going to have some stuff. So I keep Band-Aids in the worst case scenario in my Go pack. As well as a replacement tube. And that. So, yeah. So I did that, and I went a little slow coming home, which is uphill, because I was using lower gears for uphills.
Yeah.
Instead of the mid gears, which are better for just getting faster. Which is and it was very... Baldy, it was such an exciting story. Like, the chat lit up. It was amazing. It was so much fun. Yeah. How are you doing, dude?
Well, good. I'm glad you're okay. Not so glad about the, accident issues and all of anything else, but, mostly good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just kind of nowhere near as cool here. But we
What's
got
the
a
temperature
nice
there?
last minute front push through.
Uh-huh.
So I was able to open the windows again, and every time I'm like, "Is this the last time of the season?" You know, because it was up to 80 something the other day.
Uh-huh. 80 something. Crime. And it's how many days of like 100-degree weather do you get down there?
Well, I actually have this neat shirt. I'll throw in the chat for anybody who wants to follow along later. I'll put it in your Discord. It's by a group called Space City Weather. And their whole shtick is just the weather, no hype. And for
Okay.
a fundraiser, they released a neat shirt called like the summer tour, and it looks like a tour date shirt of every day and the high that was recorded that day in this last year. And I mean, off the top of my head, I'm thinking probably 20, 25 days for triple hit digits
Uh-huh.
out of June, July, and August.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a fair amount of it. You know, I mean, obviously August gets a lot warmer for us more than anything else.
You get that at that peak of summer.
Yeah,
It's weird how it'll be and I don't know, like I don't know how the atmosphere works, Baldy.
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you, but it seems weird that the hottest temperatures are like July and August and not May, June.
yeah. The weird part of all of it is hurricane season, which I'm sure you know, but for those of you who don't know, hurricane season runs through the end of November, November 30th. And we've had a few in Texas on November 30th. So
Wow,
it
that's
just,
late.
yep, ocean heats up late, and it's not at all uncommon for August and September to be just prime tropical storm.
Wow.
Yep. So
It's just getting
you know,
worse.
yeah, yeah. That's of course the other big part is, you know, nobody wants to mention that, but yes, it is, and which works out okay for my idea of, hey, I want to go to England or something and live over there, where, you know, it should be better, or even if I make it up to Portland or something.
Hmm. But by the time you get there, they're gonna have like 3 weeks of 100-degree days.
Well, I would settle for 3 weeks at 90 degree, but yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of what we do here in the Springs.
yeah.
I can't remember the exact breakdown, but we rarely get 100-degree days. So, unless it's just a weird heckin' season.
Yeah, it's odd. I mean, nobody knows much of anything.
Yeah,
But
yeah, atmosphere. I actually love that visual. Don't die, don't die, don't die. I'm trying not to die. I love that visualization of the temperatures, and it's blue, kind of oscillating blue, and then it goes orange red, like immediately. And it's like, hey, kind of undeniable there that something's happening in just the past couple years.
yeah,
That has been causing all this. That's not related to like volcanoes or some crap like that.
right. Not
Harassables, Walmart
I mean,
called me.
to
I'm
be
definitely
honest,
hired.
part of me thought we'd have a uber rich billionaire try some weather machine and doom us all. You
Oh,
know,
sure.
that would have been preferable, but you know,
I think like Mr. Burns and his giant, dish.
yes,
Have you ever seen
yeah,
the sun set at like 3 p.m.? I think it was.
right,
That was smart. And then the citizens just come and just knock down his dish. So,
right. And then for us, it was going to be, you know, have you ever had an August, a noonday on August in the middle of December or something, you know, and
exactly. Yeah.
you know, we'd overheat. But let me ask this then, since you are a biker in the best sense, which is mechanical, old school, legs pumping and all that,
The
what
active transportation, yes.
exactly? What are the hottest temps on average that you are biking in living up there?
I want to say 75, I think, is like the cutoff. Because at
Okay.
that point, I'm getting so hot, and it it's hard to cool down
Yeah.
once you get going. Because then you're just going into hot air,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's miserable, and it's even as it's dry and not muggy and stuff like. Because obviously we have a semi-arid
Okay, that was my next question. So yours, yeah, Houston is notorious for humidity. It's some of the
Yeah,
worst, I would say, in the world, but
yeah,
nation.
we've
But
been
yeah,
we've been having some like allergy, like irritation, like nosebleed issues, and the
yeah,
humidity was like 20%. I want to say it's usually closer to like 30%.
okay.
Because I remember in Arizona it'd be like 10, 15 usually.
So
I think
75 about is pushing the limits of not just physical comfort, but what you can endure and
eggs. Yeah, and that's with wearing loose clothing, bright
right,
clothing. Wanting yeah, there is a very like a 40-degree band. Usually I won't bike if it peaks at 40 degrees, below
right.
40 degrees, but if it's
And
peaking at 75, that's when it 75, 80. That's when it's like, oh man.
yeah, because I'm also thinking in terms of if you were to bike to a place of employment, that to me is the hardest part about it down here is I would just be drenched in sweat. A change of clothing would not suffice. I would require a shower and time for my body to stop sweating and
Sure, sure. That
right.
I
Yeah.
totally get that. Yeah.
Just biking for exercise, I could put up with more, but
But then you have
like
to make the time
keep
for biking,
yeah,
and I remember back in the day I would make time for running, which I
right.
would like to do again when it's not icy and cold. Uh, I was kind of working on that last September, but bike commuting gives me an excuse to bike, and
Yeah.
having biked, I feel more confident running. So it's
Good.
kind of a win-win there. But again,
Yeah,
as soon
total
as the
win-win.
ice gets involved, it's like, ah, God. And this has been a very wet winter, relatively, especially compared to last year with the El Nino. So it's been, every other weekend there's another snowstorm or something like that. And it's been weird because when we moved here, it was an El Nino year in '97. And, don't die. We had blizzards, like just gnarly blizzards. A couple feet. We have not had just an absolute thrash of a blizzard in years. So it's been more snows, but less potent.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I need to get my medication. I'll be back, says Irascible. And good luck on getting the job there, buddy.
Yes, for sure. That's not and I've yet to find a way to say I hope that works out without it being more annoying because man, waiting on the job is the worst.
Oh, yeah, waiting to hear back and all that stuff? Yeah.
Waiting
Yeah.
on it, applying for it. I feel like that's getting worse. And again, you're a unfortunate expert in that, but applying, sitting, waiting, wondering, and then doing it all over and over.
What's the worst hiring experience you've had? Or have you
Hiring?
had one? Yeah.
Um, I've had a few partial ones that I was gonna go with. Like, I thought there was one that was gonna be a full-on teaching job, and it was just basically like a find your own tutoring thing, and I would be in charge of basically rounding up clients, tutoring them on my own schedule, doing all these things,
You're your own boss? Make your own hours?
kind of like that, and then they somehow magically get a chunk of it. But
Oh,
also they wanted very strict schedule and like reliable things. So like if I set up an 8 o'clock Monday morning, they wanted it to be continuous like every week for X amount of weeks, which I get, but um, none of that was spelled out. It was more like, yeah, you can, total freedom, work at your own schedule. It's like, this is great. So if I have time in the afternoon, that would be good. If I have time for this, that would be a thing.
yeah. So were you like on the job search looking for something like this or
Yeah, I was actively
jeez.
looking for a way to get out of just teaching in the classroom, and I thought this would be a foray, if not the full answer of, yeah, you can do this and you won't have to worry about these other things. And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. Make my own hours, take care of the girls, get stuff done. But at the end of the day, it was just another kind of quasi thought through, you know,
Were you between
part-time
jobs
thing.
at that point, or what was that?
Say it again?
Were you between jobs, or was that
No,
just
I
kind of
was
a?
trying to get out of my previous classroom job.
Oh, gotcha.
So I hung on. I hung on to it for
Is
a
that
little while, and then decided, you know what, it's just not where I want to be. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't even try getting too much further into it. I
Yeah.
always feel like most of the things that I had were near misses, and basically like I don't know, close but no cigar. You know, not. Sometimes I felt like some of these jobs were hiding crucial components, and then other times I thought they just weren't all the way there. You know what I mean? It was odd. So
Yeah. Like
yeah,
when someone's like, "Hey, show up for this meeting. It'll change your life."
right.
And then it's an MLM, and that's not cool. I moved the microphone closer, so maybe there's more consistency in my volume here. We booted up Skyrim because I only made it to wave 14, and that's no cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
Was
yeah,
that your producer director in your earpiece giving you some feedback on the
on
mic?
from the other day, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, I need to have a bigger arm, or I just need a longer USB connection, or I just need a hub. I think I just need a USB hub.
Yeah.
I just need a USB 3.0 hub so I can plug all my stuff. Because there's still some stuff it'd be great if I could plug in. I can't think of what those things are at the moment, but it would be pretty cool to have the microphone right here,
Right.
right in front of me. So
Yeah, I've
yeah,
got it. I've got it a lot like that, but it's on a temporary arm,
hmm
and
a
oh, sorry.
temporary arm.
It's on a regular arm. I've got a temporary setup because it's on like a tiny little, not quite 1 foot by 1 foot table, like for holding drinks. It's one of these that it's designed to be moved around wherever you're sitting. So I kind of swing it out into position when I'm here, but I have to be careful because if it leans too far, it falls.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and the other house, I had it all set up, and it was really easy, just permanently there. But right now, I've yet to find a better one. I even got a dinky, nothing crazy headset, but everybody tells me the audio is just not enough. It's just
From the
too
headset.
tinny. Yeah, which would make sense. I mean, this is a Blue Yeti, so I like it. That's great. I just
I
wish that I
like it
didn't
too.
have to move it every time.
Oh yeah, I don't have a Blue Yeti, but I do have this is a Snowball, obviously. This is the second one I've had because the first one I stole from my friend Kelly, who was on the Nth forum,
Yeah,
and I never gave it back, and he never asked for it, and that's usually just how it went. And
sure.
after a while, the USB port started to die, and you're gonna get it, Mr. Wolfie Wolf. And so it just dropped the connection
Yeah,
randomly, and it's like, I can't have that. So I was like, yep, I better go get a new
beforehand.
microphone.
Yeah.
And
In the
then
chat
listening
there,
to
sorry. Speaking of that, you said something about your game real quick in the chat. Cheese was asking which race you're playing right here.
I always play Khajiit.
Really?
Yeah, because I just always
Is
have.
that because Kirby ordered it?
I guess he did it 21 years ago.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's
Was what we know about Kirby. That follows. That tracks.
that would have been his first life, I imagine, and then a
Probably someone
couple.
there trying to guide you down the right path.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
this is
Just
boy. This
from
guy is a mess. Let me see what I can do here.
dudes. Yeah, and then jumping around and stuff like that.
What is
Volume's
the
good. Thank
what
you.
are the default skills and perks of Khajiit? Like night vision, right?
I remember that going back, but I can't remember.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm
I
pretty
thought
sure
they had
night vision
that.
was one. I would assume agility or something else, but I didn't know if they got, since they always, Khajiit has wares. I didn't know if they got any other perk. I always picked, I think reptile because they could breathe underwater, which to me is just such a fun aspect of like a role playing game of, oh, I want to do that. So
I
Anybody who can
rem.
do that or have night vision, I normally tend to pick that kind of thing.
What the heck is you doing? What are you doing, dude? Don't stop. I'm not. Acrobatics is a big deal for me. Oh, I
Yeah.
guess we both died. That's cool. Well, I guess we're gonna do that section again. This is like my 5th time trying to play Skyrim. To basically answer Cheese's question.
Yeah.
Um, I've told this story before, but I bought this game at midnight the day it came out. Bought the hardcover strategy guide. Was ready to go. I played it for like 35 hours. I did an article/review with Rob when we were at Flesh Eating Zipper. And then Saints Row the Third came out. So Rob, we did a joint review on Skyrim. I was doing Saints Row the Third. Kelly was doing Modern Warfare 3, or maybe it was Black Ops 2. So I went to Saints Row and I played all of that, like 30, 40 hours worth. And I could not come back into Skyrim. I was already too far gone. So over the years, kind of every other year, I make an attempt to play it for real, even though
Okay.
I've played Fallout 3 to the conclusion, Fallout 4 to the conclusion, obviously now Starfield. But
Yeah.
Skyrim, I've never done that. Never.
Still worth playing right now, 2024?
I guarantee it. Yeah.
I would say yeah.
I would
And
absolutely say it.
I'll also go the other route and say I would say certainly worth playing if you're at all comfortable using mods. Because there's a
Yeah,
handful of what
I've
they call quality of life mods that I would say do it. Get in there.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people in the chat are huge fans of
All
you
that.
know, mods and stuff like that. I don't know how long the main quest is. If it's the Bethesda standard, I'm sure you can get there in 50, 55 hours. My
It
experience
is,
with Elder
yeah.
Scrolls is never touch the main quest and just do a bunch of world stuff and side quests and faction quests.
Yeah.
I'm not a main quester dude unless the game really basically just funnels you into that.
I would
Oh,
also
that's not
say
my quest.
Bethesda games, especially Skyrim, I think was peak. Just walk, man. Just start moving around, and inevitably you'll come across something worth exploring, or something will pique your interest. And sometimes it's big, like, oh no, I stumbled into a dragon, or like a set piece that's designed to do it. And then sometimes you just see, somebody you can raid and then save somebody and get a little reward or loot or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So those to me are fun. I like that aspect of it immensely. I would love to just roam around those kind of worlds and just kind of putter. And that's what I always want to have happen in the next game, which I didn't find to happen in Starfield.
Yeah, and I'm very curious. I think by having them part back and descale it, I think they can highlight what their formula does better. But like I don't know if you were there when we were talking on Monday, but it's like Bethesda's gotta do stuff. They've got to change up their formula, and unfortunately, they're in this weird zone where they can't change too much; they'll piss off fans. They can't do too much, not enough, or they'll piss off
Yeah.
fans. So they've spent so
Yeah.
long building the Bethesda experience that they can't sit around and they can't do a side thing, right? That isn't that usually how it goes is you have the A team working on the predictable thing that people love and hate, and then you spin up a side thing where you do all the experimental stuff.
Right.
And I feel like Starfield was the B thing where they tried to, well, I guess more or less both. Because it's not as intimate as an Elder Scrolls or a Fallout is.
Yeah.
But it's like Starfield is the B thing, and it didn't quite work out because this is the first Bethesda game in a billion years where they're not winning a bunch of awards and things like that, and it's not in the cultural memory in a good way like Skyrim. Like people complain about Skyrim and how many times it's been ported to every platform
Yeah,
and
that's
pregnancy
me by
tests and
itself.
stuff like that. Yeah. And but Starfield's not like that at all. So it maybe if Bethesda doubled their team, but then you have like Fallout 76, right?
Yeah, Fallout 76 I thought was a good shot at trying to do some of that. I mean, I get where they're going, and heaven knows it's really hard to, I guess, stay with your finger on the pulse. You know, they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to have the crafting and the building, but they also wanted to keep all their Fallout fan base. And all things considered, they really tried to get it going.
Mm-hmm.
And they really tried to, I think, appease everybody. And so, for better or worse, that's what you got. They could have gone entirely one way, and maybe they should. You know, like they dabbled. Did you ever see or play the Overseer game, the
The
Fallout
overs.
Overseer, where you manage the vault? I forget. It might be called
Oh,
Vault Killer
Shelter.
or something. Shelter.
Fallout
Thank
Shelter.
you.
Yes. I did play when it came out and it was a lot simpler. And then I was playing that for they did some expansions where you could go out on like quests and stuff, and those kind of took a little too long, but I liked what they were doing with it. I
Yeah.
liked that. I thought that was a really fun experiment. I want to see
Yeah.
more of that.
I want to play, and I may have told you before. I want to play a version of The Sims, but it's Fallout, and
Okay.
your vault tech, and you set it all up, and then you decide what's going to happen, and you do different things, and maybe not so much of a spot where you can lose, but just more along the lines of this is how it's going,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then just watch what happens. Just experiment, just do stuff, and see what the reaction is. I would love to just set people up like that and do my own weird twisted vault study.
That reminds me of how much I really want a new Dungeon Keeper, because I love that first one so much. I didn't play the sequel, but that the the idea of carving out a cave space essentially and building up these rooms. Evil Genius is like that as well, but I haven't played. I know they had a sequel that came out a couple years ago. But this idea that you have this room and you are like carving space out and you need designated living spaces and rooms with utility in them. I need that in my life. And so I would be totally down for something like that. I don't know how you pull it off without it, encroaching on that IP. It's like, oh,
Hmm.
here's this post-apocalyptic bunker game. Maybe that's how you sell it. Bunker sim.
I would love to.
And you've got to carve out Earth and dump it out somewhere, or figure out your energy, send people out into the wastes to get stuff like that. Cheeseworks, I miss Dungeon Keeper. Of course you do. It's been almost 30 years. Where's my running? Oh, I got a bunny hop. Yeah, no, that sounds dope. And then Cheese also mentions if they had multiple projects, they could have kept senior talent. And I agree with that to an extent, but I know the allure of, especially when you have that much success, you start building too much. And apparently Todd Howard is one of those people who has to be in charge of everything or it sucks. So he gets spread to. I mean, it's the Kevin Feige thing, right, at Marvel with the cinematic universe where he's getting spread
Yeah.
too thin doing a bunch of projects and then he can't do what he needs to do and then the quality goes down. So it's kind
Yeah.
of like Todd Howard makes that stuff work. So I don't know.
It just works.
It just works. Yeah. You see that mountain? You can go there.
That's what I wanted to say, and I didn't want to sound too mean about it in the Starfield. See that mountain? You can go there, and there's nothing to do. It's just there. You can get there. You won't see anything worth doing the whole time you're going, but sure, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I when I was thinking about that when I was actually building the review too of there will be time and I tried really hard to find footage of it and I couldn't, but like you look and you see planets in the sky and it's like you could go there but you can't, right? Like you can't just hop on a ship No Man's Sky style and then just go. point your cursor at that and just,
Yep.
off like that. And sucks. That sucks because it totally invalidates the promise that Todd Howard's
Yeah.
gimmick has been
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
talking about.
I think what I want to see is a game that has a map about the size of Fallout New Vegas, which is real doable, right? I mean, even by today's standards, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Fill it a little bit more with stuff and have the ability for me to traverse the entire thing in road vehicles, cars, trucks, whatever I can find, and have like a kind of a post-apocalyptic style game where I'm crawling around looking for whatever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just have that. And then maybe you do something useful with outposts finally.
Yeah, I mean, just like looting and doing stuff. My general concept, because I've, like I guess everybody, I've got a billion games in my head that I would like to play.
Yeah.
And my general idea is, what if there was a quarantine zone slash land slash island, whatever, and you could get a license to be an extractor, and you go in there and do whatever.
Yeah.
So that would be fun to me. Is like you get your money, or you go in and you just look for stuff, find stuff, do whatever, and then you bring it back out and sell it, or earn rewards by helping people who couldn't get whatever they needed. Little things
Mm-hmm.
like that. I always thought that would be fun.
Yeah. I need to come back to it, but SteamWorld build um is a like a dual layer strategy game, city, like kind of a city builder, but more just kind of like a resource game. And it coming off Starfield, it was kind of tickling that vibe of resource gathering and
Yeah.
fit, trying to do stuff with it. And I really need to go back. I played it once, and now I'm afraid I will have forgotten how to play it. And then it's like, well, that was 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I really wanted, I really wanted to play more of it, but that's that. Yeah, that sounds like. In my review, I'm like, geez, what if Starfield was like 5 systems, kind of like, or 5 planets,
Yeah.
like the Outer Worlds was. Like, what if they minimized it, made each planet more interesting, and then when you actually went out into the unknown, it was more meaningful, because that was a big thing in that game. Is, yeah, you could sit there and survey stuff, but everything's already been discovered, and you're basically just checking it. You know, they already know that you need to find 5 flora and 10 fauna on this world. So, what are you doing? Are you
Yeah.
getting a merit badge? That's basically it. Making some money, making sure no one killed anything else. No. Yeah. Yeah, I did the Thieves Guild quests for this game, and then that was kind of it.
I did like that a lot in Skyrim. I was all over the Thieves Guild. That sounded fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
Until you figure out real quickly that you can be everything. You can be Thieves Guild. You can be, College or Winter Home. You can be anything you want. You can do
You
it.
can be the Master Thief and the Master Mage
Yeah.
and this and that and everything else, and it's like, and that we talking about the skills progression, right? In how they want you to hyper specialize in certain things, but then when
Yeah.
you actually go into the world to do the thing, to do the stuff, to engage
Yeah.
the content, it's like you can be everything. You can be king of the universe and its devil at the same time. And it's like, what the heck? That doesn't. What? I can be the master thief and the chief saint of the universe. What? How does that even work?
Oh, it
So,
works
uh,
because
somehow.
it just works.
Because nothing interacts with each other, right? Like, no one knows that you're the master thief, and then all of a sudden, you're not allowed in town anymore, or you are prohibited from accessing, establishments with lots of money, or whatever. It's like, it Like we were talking about in the 4-player for Starfield. It's like
Yep.
all this stuff is built in these content silos that don't interact with each other. So
Yeah.
it's not a real simulation. It just, you beat this thing and then you beat this other thing and then you beat this, like that whole with the, what's it, the mantis or something with that thief,
Yeah.
and you find that huge thing. Like, no, who's scared of you after that? I think it was the Spectre or whoever that one merc group is. Like, they're afraid of you, they'll run away. But yeah, there's just not enough of that.
Yeah, Mantis
emergence.
Quest was fun because you kind of got to unravel and do it all. But it
Yeah.
also felt like it reminded me of like the mechanic and the antagonizer from New Vegas. You know, it's like I don't know. It was cool. It was real neat. I liked it.
Yeah.
I was really glad to have unlocked all that stuff.
Oh, I'll talk to you. Maybe I'll play Fallout New Vegas on this stream at some point. That could be fun.
That would be great.
That could be fun.
I could backseat drive and be like, okay, so what you're gonna want to do here is you're gonna want to make this guy do.
Oh, God. There was, I can't remember when it was, but there was someone like, you really want to do this. You really want to do this. You really want to do this. And it's like, just let me play the game.
Right.
Let me experience some of this stuff. I'm on. I'm gonna. Let me mix. And I can understand, like, if you're those types of people who have been playing X game for a million years and know the whole thing back to front, to watch a new player like struggle with the P's and Q's and the 101s and the tutorials and stuff like that. But
Right.
at the same time, it's like, or the, like, Destiny would be really bad, even though that was years and years ago that I played it. But it'd be like, no, don't get that. Get this thing because it's +1 to this, +1 to that, and you need this for the +2 for the +3. And it's like, oh, so we're just min-maxing, aren't we?
Yeah.
Is that all we're doing? No, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm to the spot where I almost can't tell anymore on some of these things. But it's like, well, I mean, you want to do it, but you don't really know.
Because games are boring now. That's what they are. No one. This game is 13 years old, or 12 and a half years old now, which is hard to believe.
It really is.
Yeah, like, seriously.
Cheeseworks saying, really wish Bethesda would be inspired by Lorraine and Baldur's Gate 3, more interactivity and story consequences.
Yeah, you want to speak to that a bit?
Totally. I liked it. I mean, I did a lot of different stuff in a lot of different games, and for me, the best part about Baldur's Gate was you had so many different ways that you could get something going. And sometimes it was really easy, such as I'm just going to go talk to this guy, and then sometimes you kind of have to do something else and be like, I'm going to go over here and, figure out what this guy really wants, and then I can come back to my, teammate and solve it. And then, like, I saw there's one character, and I don't know how much of this would constitute a spoiler, so I just won't say it. This one character was doing something in the camp, like at night when you go into camp, and like you have your little sequence, and if you want to, you can kill them outright, right there and then, and boom, they're gone. And to me, that's just crazy. And it's like, if you don't, of course, you get to keep them with you and, have them in your party and all this. But if you want to, you can. That's the freedom they give you, is you can take care of that. So I would love a lot more of that. And to me, that's what New Vegas did very well.
Is just letting you have those consequences.
Yep.
That's the vibe I get playing Cyberpunk right now, is the idea. I had to go into the, what did I have to do? I had to go into the club to find Evelyn, and I accidentally killed the NPC, and there was a couple points where it's like, oh, I should really reload and try this again, but the game presses on. Like, it just it even allows you, like, it's a valid choice. It doesn't feel like a binary thing. It feels flexible, and it's well written around it, so
Yeah.
it feels organic, and the choices I make actually are meaningful rather than me trying to get the best possible outcome. And that feels good. That feels good.
Yeah.
If I switch to my bow, I don't think.
Oh, okay. Cheeseburgers confused me for a minute. I wouldn't replay Bethesda games, but then yes, would. See, and again, that's why I was able to get so far so much done inside New Vegas was I felt like there was a whole lot of options. You could really just do a lot of neat stuff, and I
Mm-hmm.
did, and I was able to run through several different types of quests and plays and whatever you want to say in getting the whole experience. So one time I would go through and you know kill everybody outright, and then I might go through and speech check something maybe, or you sneak thief it. Always
Yeah.
fun, right? It just to me made it really really cool.
See, and
So
I don't ever go back through those Bethesda games either, so I don't usually replay stuff. Because, like, cool, I spent 50 hours doing whatever, and I don't really want to sit there and go through all that work again. But it sounds like Obsidian just does that better. Because, like, the Outer Worlds, I didn't have any desire to... They made that game short so that theoretically you would want to go back through it again and do something different, but I never really felt like... Oh, am I backing up into the dragon? Yep, I am. I never really... Oh, I'm dead. Dope. I never really felt like I needed to see more, or there was some other faction I needed to replay, or this whole other side of the story. Oh, God, we're going to walk back out there again.
oh yeah.
It didn't feel like there was some other slab of content that I didn't see. I mean, we were talking, was it a couple weeks ago, about games that are you either play the goody two shoes
Mm-hmm.
or you're the absolute evil jerk, and not having that disconnect where when you play the evil jerk you're like, man, I don't like this, I don't like playing this, and that's the missing content that you see. Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight had like another, it was like the last third or so was different. If you'd been acquiring more dark side points and killing more civilians, and then you'd get a different ending and stuff like that. It's like, I don't want to, though. I don't want to go do that evil stuff. Knights of the Republic, same way.
Yeah.
But if you're able to like side with different factions, like I want to do this instead of that, or X instead of Y, B instead of C, that's different. That's different. That's fine to me. But in Outer Worlds, so I guess the question then is, are you looking forward to Avowed?
I think I am. I'm always hesitant on those games, but I think I am.
I think maybe.
Yeah, it's just one of those where I was watching a video, and I don't know if I dropped it into your chat or not, but yeah, it's just like it. It sounds really good, but I don't know. I want to like it a lot because it sounds like it would be just an incredible one.
Cheeseworks saying, "Hey, it's on Game Pass, so hell yes." I mean, sure, yeah. Why? I mean,
Is it
that's the
coming?
cool thing if you just try it out.
When does it come out?
That's a good. I think it was this fall. I think it was.
Okay.
Hey Siri, when does Avowed come out for Xbox? Okay, that doesn't really help.
So
Siri's
yeah, that would be also enough to make me get renew my subscription to Game Pass because I don't have it right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing it right now because otherwise I had Skyrim the physical disc on the 360. But obviously I didn't have it on, Xbox One, or the anniversary. This is not the anniversary. This is like the special edition, and then you can buy the anniversary edition if you want.
Oh, okay.
So that's how they get you. That's how they get your money.
Yeah, that is how they get your money. They're all over that stuff too.
Oh yeah, but I mean, but it's fair because this is 95% of Skyrim or something. There we go. In for the price of the gaming service,
Right.
and I think that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I really just need, he says, I really just need a game that would let me yeah, just have a blast with it. You know what I mean? Just really go nuts and just really get deep into the weeds and enjoy it. I think that would be a big thing right now.
Yeah, we were talking about when we did the Starfield 4 player. It was like I missed the era when games hadn't kind of figured out their archetypes, and there was a bit of mystery about what the potential of video games and simulations and that could be. And that we've reached the point where games are not. I don't want fire. I don't want fire. Nope. Um, Now that games technologically don't move the dial very much,
Yeah.
or they require a lot of resources to do to make a game like Cyberpunk or a game like Grand Theft Auto. That Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be just an absolutely massive spectacle when that thing finally comes out.
Right.
But this idea that there's some a potential gap in gaming
Yeah.
where, man, I wish I could just run into a city and buy all the buildings and become a monopolist or whatever, or a Minecraft, but it's Sim City or something.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember in 1999. Okay, I was in 98 or 99. I was in the Boy Scouts, and SimCity 3000 had just come out, so this would have been early 99. And I had this idea of, what if you could play SimCity from the first person, and you had to take everything that you wanted to use to build the city had to be imported. Like, everything had to be accounted for, basically. And Minecraft kind of tickled that itch
Yeah.
a bit, but it didn't go hard enough because so much of what you do is kind of useless. It doesn't have any meaningful application at all, but it was so close. This
Yeah.
idea that you could erect all this architecture, and it would be an MMO, and you could have people come in and you'd work. You could be a cop, and you could do this and do that, and obviously technology back then couldn't do that at all. But that was the
Right.
idea, and games never did that. The games
Yeah.
never went in that direction. And now that you have either indie games, you have re-releases, and then you have Grand Theft Auto 6, it's like, when can I make the game I want to make?
Yeah.
Or can I? Is it even possible?
Right.
Is that era of people paying for a monthly fee for access to a game, is that over? Is it all microtransactions now?
Right.
I've had ideas for games where it's like, yeah, I can't really do that anymore because I can't charge $10-15 a month for that in a game that people would really dedicate themselves to.
Yeah.
Oh, are you serious? I was so close. GTA 6 is $1 billion game, apparently. I believe that.
Oh yeah.
Considering how much content was in that trailer, like, criminy. Absolutely. But I'm excited for it. Especially now that Dan Houser's out and maybe the writing gets better. Who knows? I don't know. I think Mouse and I were talking, it'd be great if it had a really good co-op. Because it's supposedly this Bonnie and Clyde kind of adventure. So if you could go through the game cooperatively in a way that 5 didn't let you do, that'd be pretty great. All right, let's take out this freaking dragon. I want to win. I want to win the game. I want to win the Skyrim. We're gonna go down into the hole where we don't die, because I am a huge fan of that hole. What about his writing is bad to you? Did you watch my Grand Theft Auto 5 review?
Really?
Really?
I don't know. So, Country Mouse saying excited for GTA. That's going to be my interesting one. I am not at all excited about that. It's to me, they're all the same.
Yeah.
And I played a lot of like GTA 3 and Vice City were some of the most incredible games I've ever played.
Uh-huh.
And loved it. And when I finally got around to 5, I was so disappointed with the main quest. It was just lame. Did nothing. And then it was, let's see. We did a lot of co-op, but you have to do everything the way they want you to do it. You can't just play it. It's like, go here, get this thing, get this, steal this helicopter, not another helicopter, this helicopter.
Right.
And then go to this spot on the roof, and then, it's just so many things over and over and over. Just didn't like it.
Yeah, just very... And I've heard that complaint about Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2, because people love those. I know people really love the original Red Dead Redemption, and then they kind of gave into their worst vices with the sequel, with how detailed that game could get. And I totally hear you there, that you have to kind of play it the way it was.
And then it also made it hard because so many of the checkpoints were I thought they were just too far. Half the time, especially on the co-op missions, it just took so long. And if you failed, you're back all the way to the beginning.
Right. Because that's how they would build their set pieces.
Yeah. I just wanted to make heists and do my own game.
Mm-hmm.
But Cheeseworks saying, yeah, I'm excited. It'll be a huge milestone. Most people will adopt newer consoles. PC will have a new standard. It's going to be the largest release of all time. I'm not sure about all time, but I like the rest of that for sure.
I think it'll be up there. To kind of just briefly touch on the writing, it's so pastiche and lame, really, it's just so, the commentary is so simple, and I explain it. I spend a lot of time explaining it in the video, so I would definitely check out the whole thing. But it's this idea that everything can be boiled down to just talking points, or this entire political opinion is just an anchor on a TV show or a channel or something like that. And there's some hypocrisy in there as well. The limousine liberalism of it all. And, the stuff that was like gross out and weird, like when you watch South Park for the first time,
yeah,
back in 1998, it's like, this is the kind of humor that they do. And then it's 10, 15 years later, it's like, kind of over it. This isn't really my thing anymore. I'm not 15. This isn't that deep. The Laszlo thing, everyone's a sex pervert. Like, come on. Like, is that all we have? Really? Yeah. That's been my dream, of them figuring this stuff out and growing up a bit. And from the trailer you get, I could see it, like, it seems to be maybe either they try to figure it out, God, the guy. No, don't die. It's from the trailer, I got kind of the vibes of both. Like, maybe they're going to try and do something a little more mature.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Like between GTA and the urbanism video, it is surprising how many people will defend the status quo. It's like it's GTA. That's just the way it is, or that's just urbanism YouTube. That's just what it is. Like, why
Right.
are you asking for change? And it's like because it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem. Like, why do why does this have to be exactly the same as it always has been?
Yeah.
I don't get that at all. It makes no sense to me. So, yeah, we gotta drop some stuff. 390 freaking pounds.
Dragon scales, man. Those are heavy.
Are they? Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so. I guess so.
Did you collect anything when you played Skyrim? Like we talked before, you had collected something different in your games, and in Fallout 3 in New Vegas, I collected coffee mugs. I would just any coffee mug I see, my in-game rule was I had to steal it. So, and I filled my wherever domicile was, especially in New Vegas when you could get that one house, and I got the file cabinet, and I just would fill it up with this funny view in my head of some guy walking over and opening it up, going, "Oh, okay, that's what this is."
No, I have not. I have not. No, not in here. Not since the Lamps of Morrowind, because in Oblivion I didn't have one. I didn't have a thing to do. Look, can I put that on? I'm carrying too much. Oblivion, I didn't have an object because Oblivion really changed the rules of what you could carry or what you could steal because they abstracted the universe in a different way. Like you couldn't in a Morrowind, you could just walk into someone's house and say this is mine now. But in Oblivion,
okay.
like kind of everything was owned. And so you could like lose stuff and that sucked. So it kind of took away some of the fun of that. But no, I didn't have any kind of that stuff, unfortunately. I'll eat crab meat. Heck yeah. Let's eat some crab meat. I had some sushi the other day, some store-bought sushi. I don't know what the equivalent of Kroger is down there.
Yeah, we got Kroger.
Is it just straight Kroger?
Yeah,
Do they have Snow Fox in there to do sushi?
I think so. And some of we have different size ones depending upon where you are. I'm pretty sure they do. Mine right down the street doesn't.
Oh, yeah,
But
I
I
know
know
Fry's does down in Arizona, which is basically Kroger there too. They bought them out a bunch of years ago. But anyway, Kroger here is called King Supers, and we had sushi the other day, and
Okay.
it was good. It was good.
Yeah, Kroger is it, and HEB is the big thing for Texas.
So what's all right? I know people are like, man, I miss Texas because I have HEB. What's the HEB thing?
It's a big chain of stores. The colloquial term, it's named for a man, Herbert something Butts. This is his last name.
Okay.
Exactly. But the
Which is
joke
what you
down
do.
here, yep, the joke down here is it stands for heaven's every blessing. And everybody loves it. It's a made in, I'm pretty sure here around Texas, and San Antonio is a big shipping center. And they just have really good stuff, and all the sports teams are all over it. They sponsor everything. It's just the big Piggly Wiggly, as my as my grandfather would say of its time. It's the big chain.
Huh.
So yeah, generally speaking, if you're going shopping in Texas, you're going to go to HEB. But there are a few other things, including Kroger still here. Albertsons is kind of fading out, and then plenty of people do Walmart, but
Yeah, we had Albertsons for a bit, and then when Safeway bought them out, they just all became Safeways around here. And we used to have an Albertsons just up the street that used to have like deli wraps.
yeah.
And then when Safeway bought them out, they went away. And it was like, that
Yeah.
is so sad. That is
We had
so
a neighborhood
sad.
Walmart that we loved, and they had it was like a tiny, small one. We called it Baby Walmart, but it was considerably smaller, but so easy to get in and out. Everything was still affordable. And they had a little deli in the back with like corn dogs and fries and that kind of thing, and loved it. And but I'm almost strictly Kroger's myself, just because I feel like it goes better for what I want. But every now
How
and
do you
then I'll
mean?
order.
Like just selection or?
Yeah, I like the food that I want. They have like a for one, it's a slightly smaller than most of the HEBs around here. We have a giant HEB. I should see if I can find a way to get you some video of it. But I don't like the parking
Th-
lots for them, and I don't like anything that's, well, of course I don't, because you know, urbanist. But I want to be able to
Sure.
get in and out, and it's not always doable. So I hit the Kroger, and it's just I feel like it's a little smaller, a little bit friendlier, and it's easy to do. But HEB has a few things that I like pre-cooked brisket, and it's fully cooked, fully sliced. You just get it and nuke it or reheat it or whatever, and you're good to go. And then their house brand for ice cream is Creamy Creations. And since I'm such a sweet tooth guy, that's normally one of my go-tos.
Do you
I'm
get
about
Marie's
to
cheeses?
Yeah, they got a little bit of everything, but the ice cream that I like is they have one called Starry Night, which is a mixture of kind of like Oreo cookies and cream and Chips Ahoy cookies and cream.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then they have a similar one, and I'm blanking on it right now, but it's something like Skies Over Texas, and it's the same thing, but chocolate ice cream base instead of vanilla.
Kind of like moons over Miami.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's the same thing. Skies Over Texas is that. So yeah, that's what I'm about to get into here in about 5 seconds.
Oh heck yeah, yeah. You're speaking my language.
Yeah.
I don't have any ice cream, but
Oh no, I do. And I've got some cookies my wife made, and I went over to drop the girls off with her, and she's baking, and I was like, oh well, that's good. And so I'm gonna crumble some cookies up and have like super cookies and cream.
oh my goodness gracious golly. As a Texan, do you enjoy King of the Hill?
I did, yeah. At times, good questions. At times, it got old, but the whole boy, I tell you what, down here everybody did, and I don't, we met everybody who had a boomhauer, which was amazing because we could identify with all those guys, especially the fact that he likes the Cowboys but hates Dallas, the city. He's like obsessed with the gangs and all that stuff. Yeah, loved it.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Oh, and I'll tell you two bits of that. Bobby Hill was obsessed with Dairy Queen, which was, do y'all have Dairy Queen up there? I think y'all do, right?
Yes. Yes, we do have
Okay.
Dairy Queen. Yes.
And for a long time, their ad campaign was that's the Texas stop sign, is that DQ sign. And then
Hmm.
they also have Luann, who is named after a cafeteria chain called Luby's. I don't know if y'all have
Okay.
Luby's.
Nope.
And they have a small, they have a full plate, and they have this, and the small is called Luann, a Luann platter, and her name is Luann Platter. So another nod to Texas living.
Well, I guess I don't know. I don't know if Mike Judge is a Texan or he just did a bunch of research.
He did a lot because of that, and they filmed a lot of Office Space around here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Office Space is, you can tell just by looking at the apartments, it's all Texas.
Ugh.
And I forget, I'm going to say up again about by Austin, because that was kind of when some of that was taken off. I'll tell you what, man, that dang old Mike Judge, man, he got all them Beatles, man, he get all them feature, well, just like all real funny, man.
You do that so well.
They're
were
fine. Yeah.
I don't know if we've had this discussion, but were you a Simpsons guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
did you stop?
I keep up with it loosely, but I generally, my go-to is seasons 2 through 10 is where
Yep.
you want to be. There
I
are
think
a handful you can
nine.
cherry pick after, but like 4, 5, 6, oh, those are just gold. Like I'm still rewatching them. I showed the girls again the other night the Valentine's Day one
Oh,
with
and you
where
can
Ralph likes Lisa.
if you go frame by frame, you can see the
Yep,
exact moment where his heart rips in half. Or
that's it.
yeah, choo choo choose you. Yeah. we would watch that live. It was Thursday for a while, and they actually made a
Mm-hmm.
joke in the one of the Halloween, the Treehouse of Horror specials. They joked about or maybe there was an episode where it's like the following Thursday, because it was on Thursdays, and then they moved it to Sundays.
Yeah.
And so we would, yeah, that was our evening. And then of course there'd be baseball. Like, it would be preempted by baseball all the time.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
I don't want to watch baseball. I want to watch The Simpsons. And that's dumb. Stupid. Thankfully we had, a VCR. So if for some reason we missed it, we could pick it up again. Yeah, it's weird how like TiVo culture kind of came and
Yeah.
went. There was like a solid, I don't know, like 5-10 years of TiVos.
Yeah. I will say one other thing on The Simpsons is that
Yeah, we'll go back to Simpsons.
not all of the references hold up. Like, he's referencing Ayatollah Khomeini and
Yeah.
any number of other things. And the girl, like, that was barely something I got back then, let alone now. And they'll say Norman Mailer or Henry Kissinger and all that. And it's kind of like you'd have to know where this was. So those things do not always go well, but
Yeah.
by
Bill
and
Clinton.
large,
Bill Clinton and saxophone, references
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah, there was something, a joke about Arsenio and all the hooting, and they're like, huh? Yeah, well, sorry.
What does that mean? Yeah. I think all humor kind of has to deal with that to some extent.
Yeah,
But when
And-
before
and-
The Simpsons really went to just purely referential stuff,
right.
it was pretty great.
That's the way to say it, because some of them are almost entirely one thing. My wife had pointed out they got to a spot where it starts with A and then jumps to B and then C and then D is the final plot.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're at the store. Oh, Bart wants to try this new soft drink. Oh, the soft drink makes him, excited, and he runs outside and gets in a car wreck, and then now their car is damaged. You know what I mean? It's just get to it, man. Let's do it.
There was a sense, especially in that first season or two, where there was actually them trying to model what the American family was, at that time. And then they kind of leaned into it. I mean, in that era when Conan O'Brien was a staff writer and stuff like that, and he, was the one who ultimately wrote the monorail episode. And
one of the best ever.
One of the best ever. And there was just something so smart about it all. Have just the overarching thing. One of my favorite episodes was actually the one where they brought in Patrick Stewart as the head of the Stonecutters.
Yep.
Which is one of my favorite episodes ever. And I was excited because I just anything Patrick Stewart did as a kid, it's like, let's go, let's do it.
Yeah, that's always fun, especially when you're trying to like back in the day, before IMDb or anything else, you're kind of like, oh, this voice, where do I know it from? I know this. Hang on.
Yeah.
Like assuming you didn't see the weekly promo, which is entirely likely.
Yeah.
You could be like, what is, wow.
Yeah. Malcolm McDowell joins The Simpsons this Sunday on Fox.
Yeah, or when the whole, was that really Michael Jackson? It said the credits don't say Michael Jackson. Was it really Michael Jackson?
Lisa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday,
I'm just
Lisa.
throwing that in because it's commercial.
Yeah, right. And then his name isn't in the credits.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I remember when I was in college and IMDb was starting to pick up, and I just spent my entire nights just linking people, like connecting to people and following them through their careers and stuff like that. It's like, they were on this episode of this?
Yeah.
That was because that was really before Wikipedia had started to pick up. You had IMDb. And oh my god, I'm so old. But we had crappy college internet back in the day. They said we had a T1. We definitely had something better than a T1. I have a T1 in my pinky. That's how slow the internet was back then.
All right, I'm gonna pause real quick and grab that ice cream. Be right back.
Go grab that ice cream. Go get your cookies and stuff. Do you want me to do some ASMR? Hello. Welcome to Skyrim ASMR. We're going to do some myth making. We're going to cast some spells. We're going to crunch. We're just going to do it, okay? Will The Simpsons ever end? Yes, because money. Money will The Simpsons ever end? I think that's a really good question. They've been around for like 30 billion years, and everyone sounds really old now, and that's not their fault. That's just what things are. It's just what life is. And, yeah. I think The Simpsons will eventually get just ceremoniously canceled. But it'll be some round year, right? I think I saw they were like renewed for something. It was like 35 years or 38 years. They're already at 35 years because it started in the 80s. Maybe they'll hit 40, and it's like everyone's too old. When Harry Shearer was threatening to quit a long time ago, where the hell did this guy go? Clipped it, and we'll listen to repeat for bit. Thanks. You can actually. You should clip it. No, I don't think anyone's clipped it. I think they're doing another film. I don't understand why. That said, I don't understand. Oh, it's because I'm too. That's because I'm full of crap. I'm usually full of crap. But let me see. Gotta take the heavy thing and put it away. Oh, I should actually be wearing that. We'll get rid of those because they're junk. When they did the first film in 2007, it's like this show hasn't been good in over almost a decade. Like, why? Why make it now? I don't understand. Yeah, let's put that thing on. I don't understand it. So, whatever. It's been too long. Everyone's dead. Hey, Maggie said sequel in the credits of the first film. It was all planned. Yeah, it's a freaking conspiracy. I knew it. Helgen Keep. Amethyst. Oh, now we get. Oh, yeah. Let's get that dragon bone. Dragon bone. You're in the zone. I love my dragon bone. Make me a stew out of those. Oh, this is only 35? Get the hell out of here. Get a piece of trash. I'm glad they have an imperial map of what's up. Can I steal it? No, I can't. Oh. Stormcloak. I just wanted to steal the little flags on the map. That's kind of where I was at. We're going to save, because that's a really amazing thing to do. Oh, yeah, I guess I can put away my stuff. Oh, yeah, I remember that. I'm not really paying attention to the plot. I'll just have you know. Did you hit the like button, guys? Did you hit the like? Did you get those likes in? I know you're subscribed already, but if you could hit the like. What does a housecarl do? Oh, yeah, the Jar Jar Binks. Me's offering you a knife day. Yeah. Follow me. I need your help. Don't die. This is a housecarl. I don't even have a house.
You got Lydia?
Yes.
This
Yes.
was the one that I ended up, and I can't remember if it's just because I found her first or.
I think that's exactly
Probably.
it.
That is something though I would like to change in some of the games. Is It's not quite New Game Plus, but I think it could be like a different start. You know how like they mod some of the games like Fallout to where the next time you play it, if you want to, you don't have to start and do all the opening junk. You can start at another part of the map or do different things.
Yeah, I think I remember you were telling him saying that. It's like,
Yeah,
well, what if I could? What if you weren't in the vault? Maybe you were in,
right.
Boston or Wrigley Field or whatever they called it in
Yeah.
Fallout 4. Yeah, yeah. Like, what if you had multiple starting points and then
It's like even on here, it's like how many times do you want to start and do the same? Oh, good, you're awake. You know,
yeah, like,
it's
I've
like
done that
I
so many
really wish you could
times.
skip, for example, on this one to outside the cave. They would give you the max amount of XP that you could have gained going through there. Maybe ask a question or two. Did you save the guy? Did you do this? And then
Yeah,
you just click it, and then bam, now your story is set, and you saved an hour and a half.
yeah. No, I've done that horse cart beheading dragon sequence half a dozen times over the past decade, and I'm so tired of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would absolutely be down for not that. I wonder if this is Dummy World or if this like Starfield where it would automatically populate when I stepped outside. I don't know.
I don't
I don't
think it
know.
could be wrong.
I don't have a
Sometimes when you
jetpack.
jump over. Yeah, normally I just look
All right, Mouse. Have a good dinner time.
if the textures are real bland.
Yeah, it looked really bland outside of there, so I was like,
Yeah.
Mouse, you'll have to let me know what you're having for dinner.
And then which ice cream you ate after?
Yeah, exactly. She usually has leftovers.
Me too. When the girls aren't here, especially, I make a giant bowl or pan or tray or something, and then that's what I eat all week.
Oh, yeah, I definitely don't do that. I made all this food. Well, guess that's my evening. I'm just gonna eat this food. So,
Nice.
I'm a terrible cook.
Me too. I'm a food preparer. I'm not a
There
cook.
we go. That's it. Yeah. I got that 12 pack of Hot Pockets and I made them all at once and now they're just sitting there. So, you know,
Eat one while you're riding your bike. Just be gnawing on a hot pocket, cruising around the streets.
I actually have problems with, I don't know if it's a coordination thing. It's probably a coordination thing, but like riding one handed,
Okay.
that's difficult for my brain to process. So, when one time for my birthday last year, my friend we went a ride around kind of north of downtown, and then we went downtown, and we were gonna meet everyone at America the Beautiful Park, and we went and got coffee, and he's like, "Oh, I kind of planned on us riding over to the park with the drinks. How good is your, being able to ride single handed?" I'm like, I don't know. But it was fine. But I remember when I was a kid, my dad told me you need to signal when you're making a turn.
Right.
So one time I'm riding up the street and I'm holding out my hand for the left, which means straight out, and I'm
Right.
doing it as I'm making the turn and I fall over.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand that no, you don't really need to do that cuz I wasn't riding anywhere. So never heard the correct way to make a hot pocket is to microwave it for 1 minute then fry it in oil.
What? I don't know.
I don't
Did you
know.
ever
He
see-
says
Really?
Okay.
Ah, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's like
Right, maybe.
that's like fair food or circus stuff. You could do that once a year.
We had funnel cake at the Emma Crawford races in Manitou, and that was so good because it's still hot, and
Yeah.
oh, it was so good.
Did you ever see Jim Gaffigan stand up on that? Because that's all I can hear now.
No, or maybe I
He has
haven't.
a
It's been
bit,
a while.
and
Yeah.
he keeps going. "Pocket," at the end
Oh,
of it.
yeah, the hot. Yes,
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So every
That's
time
his
now,
bit.
yep, all I
He's
hear is,
ac-
"Fuck it."
so he's actually he's coming. There's a new venue that they're building here in Colorado Springs. It's an amphitheater, like a
Yep.
really big one, because we don't have, and it's an outdoor, obviously outdoor amphitheater. Like lots of money into it. The One Republic's going to be the opening act, and this and that. But Jim Gaffigan's going to be there in September.
Okay.
Because for all the big events, you have to go to Denver. You have to drive an hour, to Denver, and do it there. But now we're gonna finally have our own venue, and of course the neighbors are like, but the parking,
Yeah.
we have to hold the whole project because of this one thing, environmental review, blah blah blah. It's like, that's dumb. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see, our little city growing up, and all the little pains that come with growing up too. All right, let's go to the meadery. Everything is better fried. That's certainly possible. We did something. I think we made funnel cakes. We did something. My friends and I, we would fry stuff. But now that I think about it, all I would ever do is just fry cheese curds.
We did a few years ago. One of the youth ministers decided to have a fry at night, and they just tried to fry anything they could. They had 3 or 4 deep fryers, and one of the things they had saw online was a deep fried cheeseburger.
Okay.
So he bought. I mean, they bought everything from everywhere and tried it. Not all of it worked, but it was so fun to try. And a handful of this. I was probably still in my 30s then, and we did. They got a cheeseburger, and you have to like mash it up, kind of like you have to squeeze it into a ball almost because you can't have air in there or something like that. It won't fry right.
Okay.
It was like okay, but it wasn't good. But several of the cookies or the little things like that they tried turned out real nice.
There is a like for college students eatery called the Fat Shack. Their first store was in Fort Collins, and they're like, and it's basically that kind of idea of just what if we deep fried everything.
Yeah,
And
that's what they did.
most
They did
of the
slice
like
of pizza,
Oreos
that
and
was
that.
okay.
What's that?
A slice of pizza that turned out okay.
I bet, yeah. But the way that they do it is like sometimes it would come out like undercooked and weird. So
Yeah.
you'd have like it'd be hot on the outside, but then it'd be like kind of cold, not quite frigid on the inside. And it's like it's just a really weird sensation.
At the rodeo down here, which is giant, they have a deep fried ice cream, and I don't know how they do it.
Huh. So I've been to a rodeo. It's been a long time, but it was the Mesquite Rodeo. Oh, we're gonna do this? Let's not die. How's that sound? We went to the Mesquite Rodeo, and I had braces, so I couldn't get something right away to eat, because it would mess with my braces. So my mom got me this like kind of lemon. What was it? It was like this lemon frost, like a coulis kind of. Oh, I need to not die. Hang on. And I can taste it like all these years later. And where's my healing? I really need to buy some healing. That's what I need to do. Nope, I guess I didn't. That's dumb. Come on. Yep, I'm dead. But I remember that was one of those, like, I got $1,000 pen, and it was just a shredded like $1,000 bill or whatever the heck it was.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I remember that, dude. I could totally remember seeing one of those.
Yeah, and it's like there's $1,000 in this pen. All you got to do is like empty it out and like put it back together.
Because that was back in the day where like somebody at school would be like, no, I know a guy who did that. I do. No. He opened it up, and if you like lightly glue it on the edges, You find the right bank, they'll take it. I know a guy that did that. You're like, oh,
That's
well, this dude knows a guy who did that. Maybe I should try it.
that's like my uncle works for Nintendo
Right.
level. That urban myth
My uncle
of all
tested
that.
games for Nintendo.
Yeah. Thankfully I didn't know anyone like that, but I did know a kid who had a Sega CD, and one time he brought in Sewer Sharks, and it had the audio in the Red Book format, so it would play like a music CD.
Wow.
So one time during class, he brought that in, we put it on a boombox, and it would just play audio and cutscenes from the game, and it made no sense at all. But he thought it was exciting. There was an era in the mid '90s of those kinds of games like MechWarrior 2,
Yeah.
Mercenaries, and that. My favorite games though were the ones that still like they were mod tracks or MIDI,
Yeah.
and so you couldn't just throw it in a CD player and play it.
No, but you can play PlayStation disc in.
Yeah, yeah, those had the Red Book format, and it's like
And
heck
that was
yeah.
funny because I ripped a song or two off of those to use on early videos that I made.
Oh,
Hmm
what have you got for sale?
I
wanna
made a
sell
stop
bunch of
motion video using my old wrestlers when I was in college. And I just needed some kind of backing tracks. And I didn't know how to go about it. And I knew that I just knew enough about not wanting a copyright strike or something equivalent. So I ripped some backing music off some pinball game.
Okay, yeah, yep. I remember those early days. I remember I bought software. I bought Music Match Jukebox so that I could rip CDs.
Yeah.
And I think this maybe I was a dumb kid, but I don't think Windows Media Player lets you do it yet.
I didn't think so.
Um, so yeah, I did that. Ooh, I'll take the.
Ooh, man, that was good ice cream. Probably a little too
Oh.
much.
Ooh, that sounds kind of amazing.
I try to pace myself by buying those little pints.
Oh yeah.
I did about half a pint, but it was over chocolate chip cookies, and my wife can bake those, so I was like, man, oh yeah, 3 or 4 will be fine. Now I'm going,
Yeah,
no.
I'll take them.
In hindsight,
It's like
it's gonna
I'll
catch
take
up to
them.
me tomorrow, running around doing something. Be like, yep, there goes the stomach.
Yeah, I do the same. I'll get Mott's balls, you know, the ones that are the size of a fist.
Oh wow.
And I'll just like, I gotta have this. The other day, I was telling Mouse, I'm like, I gotta eat some cheese. I have to eat some cheese right now. So not that night. The next day, I was like, I gotta have some cheese. So I got a Mott's ball, and that was great. I just wish I could eat without any penalty. That's where I'm at. Like,
Is that so much to ask? I mean, honestly, is that
yeah,
so bad?
I would just sit around all day and I would eat Chinese food and pizza and just that is my heaven. It's just I
Well,
just want to eat Mott's sticks
yeah.
all the time and not have to spend all day in the bathroom
Right.
evacuating my bowels, if you
Right.
know, praying to the porcelain gods or whatever. I just want to eat pizza.
I
all day.
think surely nature could work with us on this.
Yeah, exactly. Like right after we figure out global warming,
Or,
let's
I mean,
figure
honestly,
that.
maybe even before. We don't know if we can save the planet. Let me eat ice cream now
Forever.
and not, yeah, and then not question every little step I make for the next couple of days as I wonder, what I did to deserve this and what I was possibly thinking and why I know I'll do it again.
Yeah, like because heartburn is a big thing for me. Like I will look at a recipe, especially breakfast foods. Breakfast foods are the worst at it, even though I love breakfast foods. But I can look at it and I can just feel my stomach acid just crawling up my throat. And it's like, oh no, that's half a bottle of Tums
Just
right
for
there.
breakfast food?
Breakfast foods, some fried foods, stuff like that.
Like pancakes and waffles and stuff?
Waffles are fine, but as soon as you
Okay.
start getting into like the greasy stuff, the sausage, the ham, crispy bacon, stuff like that, and then you start adding hot sauce. That's when my stomach's like, oh no, no, this is gonna be a disaster later. I just want potions. Where the heck can I just buy some potions? That's where I'm at. That's the part of my life that I'm in. I did, when Domino's started letting you really customize your pizzas, I did this terrible thing. And I did, like the usual garlic crust or whatever the heck it is. And then I did, it was like hot sauce as the base sauce. And then I did like,
no.
I did
I'm
like
already shaking my head again.
I did like Parmesan, like not, I don't know if it was something like Parmesan, but it didn't melt. So you had this like shardy cheese on top of that. And then it was like drizzled in
horrible.
And it was drizzled in like barbecue sauce. And they let me do it because Domino's is a place that allows crimes to happen. They are enablers. And that's when I was like, no, this is bad. This is really bad. Where am I at?
Well, bringing it back to Jim Gaffigan again, he had another bit where he mentioned about eating bread so much. And one of his things is like, yeah, and he basically called the bread bowl. He's like, he was like, why don't we just hollow out a bread and put pizza in it, and then we could do that, and or something, and everybody laughs. And then he's like, you laugh, but some executive somewhere is sitting there thinking, that's not a bad idea. And then shortly later, Domino's Pizza Hut, one of them comes out with the bread bowl.
Yeah.
Basically all those toppings in a bowl of bread. It's like,
when they started doing pastas and then they did that in the bowls, I would that was like mandatory, had to get. So I would get a pizza, I would get a bread bowl with the pasta, I would get maybe like one of their crazy breads, and then I would get something else. But that was a trip. It'd be like, $50 at freaking Domino's, just waiting to buy it. Isn't that kind of just a calzone at that point?
I think it is. It's kind of like an open-faced calzone, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'll freaking have an open-faced calzone any day of the week.
I mean, of course.
I think
and
that's
and let it be known, just to the no doubt, hundreds of people listening right now.
To the hundreds, or in the VOD.
It gotta be, right? But I can rip and make fun of all these foods and still pig out, okay? So if I'm stepping on your toes and somebody's out there going, oh, this is the best food ever, that's fine. I will still eat it like a pig, but I'm going to laugh at it. So
yeah, and that's okay. And I think we have such an obsession over food because our diets are usually so trash.
Yep.
That we can kind of, it's like, yeah, man, this is actually really awful. But at the same time, I'm going to eat it. So
and for me, it's like I'm so limited most of the time, and I got a lot of food allergies. So when I do get a chance, it's like bust out.
What are you allergic to?
Oh man, I thought we may have talked about some of it. Starting with the basics, pretty much any type of nuts. So
really,
yes, pecans,
any kind.
Walnuts, any of that, including coconut, which is what it is. Yeah, so I got to watch out for any of those. It can lead to anaphylactic, but it's mostly just like I feel itchy in my throat.
Okay, like the pre-anaphylactic.
Right.
Skyrim time.
Then pretty much anything that comes out of the sea. So fish, shrimp, crab, any of that is a no-go.
Okay.
Including, to a little extent, I have to be careful for stuff like seaweed and any of that, which is
so like sushi.
Yeah, like sushi.
Okay.
Yeah, which makes it hard to do any of that kind of stuff because some of those things are really like everywhere, and you're like, oh, this would be a neat thing to have, or
yeah. Huh. Okay.
Yep. So
nuts and sea and stuff and that.
Yep. And then the showstopper, chicken.
Chicken.
Chicken. I
Chicken
don't
is the
know
chicken of the
how
land.
or why. You know, it is. That is one heck of a marketing campaign. Did you just come up with that?
I did.
It's like the chicken of the land.
Yeah.
And it makes it just tricky to do a few things. And I can eat eggs, although I might could eat chicken. I used to all the time, and eventually just got again to where it kind of felt like it was making my throat raspy or something,
Uh-huh.
and it was just not worth it. So I got to be
Wow.
careful. And I honestly think if I had the chance to eat something else, like chicken that was maybe from a farm, directly on the farm, like walk out there, here's a chicken, kill it and eat it, it
Yeah.
might be a little smoother for me.
Okay.
Just because it is entirely possible that it's the preservatives and all these other things that have been added.
Sure, sure.
You
Yeah.
just
And then
just don't
antibiotics that they
know.
stuff in those things now, or maybe it's
Hmm.
more livestock or whatever, but I guess that's what is all that
Yep.
stuff?
Like you just don't know.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. So
And
I
yeah,
tend to eat a
so
lot of pork, beef, and vegetables just because that's easier.
but you have a lot of food still.
Yeah. I have
So,
plenty of food still.
oh good. That's yeah. Cuz that'd be a bummer. Um my dad was he laid it out to me like many years ago. He's like, "You know what? I just like the act of eating food." And so that what comes with that obviously is, watching weight and stuff like that. Um that's something I've absolutely struggled with over the years. So unless I'm on this like really intense running um scheme,
Yeah.
yeah, that's something I yeah, absolutely struggle with. But just yeah, the act of just eating. If it didn't cost all the money and there weren't such dire consequences for it. Cheese popcorn, not dessert popcorn.
Oh, no,
I'll
no,
do
no.
both.
Okay, so I'll throw in on this one. Just generally speaking, I'm not a fan of cheese. Like it's fine. It just doesn't do much for me.
Okay,
Like
okay.
like sometimes it's a texture thing, and it's like um too chewy or clumpy or something. It just feels gross, and I don't enjoy it. But like I'll eat pizza and I'll eat lasagna and I'll eat a few of those things, but mostly I want to know that it's not going to be a weird sensation. And I don't know how else to describe it because I know that's kind of nebulous, but all of that adds up to making me not super fun to go out to eat with. If I can't eat most of that other stuff and then the things that I can eat, I'm like, oh, geez, no, I'm not really a fan. Everyone tends to be kind of like, oh, okay.
So it's more like
Weird.
the physical properties of it,
Yeah,
not
it's just,
necessarily the
yeah, yeah,
taste.
right. Sometimes it's the taste, but mostly just the way it is.
Huh.
I don't know, the way that it feels chewing it and or all that is like, yeah, just didn't do
Okay.
it for me.
Okay. But if it was like with something else, or maybe not direct, because I mean, I'll sit there with like I mentioned the Mott's ball, or a big bag of 4 cheese blends. I'll
Yeah,
just sit there and like Parmesan. There are a lot of weird cheeses that I don't really like, that are like
right.
specialty stuff. I don't care for those as much, but the mass produced mega cheeses, the mozzarellas, the cheddars, and stuff like that, like I I could I could eat those until I exploded.
Yeah. No, generally I can't. Like my daughters can, or like cheese sticks. People just gnawing on a stick of cheese. I'm like, nope.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it just feels too weird. But like I love um the snack cracker called Cheez-Its, like the brand
yes,
name Cheez-Its. I like them a
yeah,
lot, and the original flavor goldfish are good.
okay.
Yeah,
I
so
like I like goldfish, but I do like the flavor blasted cheddar
Nope. Yeah,
goldfish.
my daughters like those are white cheddar. I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
Dude, years ago when I was in college, they made pizza flavored goldfish. I don't know if they still
They
do. And
still do.
those,
I believe they do.
oh man, if they do, those are the bomb. Those are so good. I was telling
Oh,
somebody back in the day when I would be heading home from college, I'd, pack up and whatever, jump in the car, and I'd drink a Dr. Pepper and I'd eat a barbecue Hot Pocket. And just the thought of that makes my stomach churn right now. I could feel it.
I have had enough barbecue hot pockets to know exactly what that means.
Right?
I I've had so many of the hot pocket flavors, even the weird
Yeah.
ones, the protein ones, the weird, but yeah, ham and cheddar are the go-tos, the pepperoni. I don't do I have a favorite? I don't meatballs. I've had a lot of frozen or like semi-frozen ones because I was a stupid kid. So it'd be like hot on the outside, but absolutely frigid on the inside because I'd put it in there for not long enough and not realize, hey, I should actually, you know, I
Yeah,
love that
those are
I love the animal's body is empty after I've looted it. Like, okay.
right.
Yeah, I've had so many hot pockets. I've said so many hot pockets. Yeah, it gets nuts. Pop Tarts. Oh, I was gonna ask you combos because they
Okay.
regularly have a pizza flavored combo as well.
Oh, dude, I haven't thought about combos in forever.
Uh huh. Uh
Okay, I'll
huh.
have to do that.
Uh huh.
So
That's what I'm
again, I
saying.
used to eat um I went in to get tested for all this after having a lot of stomach issues a few years ago. And I got the skin prick test, where they scratch your arms up and then they look to see what puffs up.
The allergy test. Uh huh.
Yep.
Uh
And then I
huh.
also got a blood test later.
Yeah.
And the one for nuts was high, and the guy's like, "Well, obviously you're allergic to nuts." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure because I ate cashews once and swelled up." He's like, "Yeah, blah blah blah," and then he's like, "And peanuts too." And I was like, "Oh, well, I mean, I eat peanut butter all the time." And he just kind of looked at me. He goes, "I wouldn't." I was like, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, it's the way he explained it was." He goes, "Sometimes he goes, it could just be one day you eat it and then bam."
And then you're
It's like,
done.
"No,"
And
and
if
he's
you
like,
don't,
"Yeah,
so do you keep an EpiPen then?
I
Just in,
do. I have an
okay.
EpiPen. I have an inhaler." And again, do you remember the orange crackers with the peanut butter filling? There's like a
Yeah,
billion varieties of them.
like the Austin
Yes, yes,
crackers.
yes.
Yes. Yes.
And that to me, those were heaven. I loved them. They have such a salty, really good, crisp crunch taste to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're like toasted or whatever the heck they do.
Yeah,
However
yeah,
food is
yeah.
created, they did it in that way. Yes. Yeah, we used to have those growing up. I love combo, says Mouse. Of course, babe. Of course.
Uh,
I just
hard to
killed a
beat.
dog. I just killed a dog after
But it was a bad dog, not
It
not
was
a
a
not
bad
a
dog.
not a
This was a
real good
it probably
dog. Yeah,
pees on the carpet.
yeah.
Yeah, bad dog.
Probably makes
Um,
fun of you when you leave the room.
it's just always making fun of my mom, and that's not great. I don't want that. Yeah, Austin crackers. We would do those. I am trying to think. We would do the high seas and the Capri Suns, and the Capri Suns I would screw up all the time, trying to get them punctured in that little silver dot where they wanted you to puncture them.
Uh-huh.
I did the one thing where you like kind of bite a hole in the bottom and then you insert the straw there because the top is just this wounded
Yeah.
puncture mass of not getting that straw through there is what's
Yeah.
happening.
And then heaven
Uh,
forbid you bend the straw and it makes that weird crink in it, and now you're like, "Aw."
Oh yeah, yeah, and then you're doomed. Here's a giant. I don't want to mess with him. He will cause some bad stuff to
Oh,
happen.
dude, those giants. That the first time I saw that just roaming around, that scared me. I loved it. I mean, how many times do you get a really great, scary enemy in a game? It
Yeah,
terrified me the first time I saw him.
like death claws and animalistic. Yes. Death claws in Fallout, even the original games. Um, terror morphs in Starfield. Like I said in the review, I was like, they were scarier in the story quest where you mess with them. But when you see them out in the countryside, it's like, oh, there's a terramorph, no big deal. Austin cracker. What else did we pack? Because we made sandwiches, right?
Yeah.
We did bologna sandwiches. We would take a slice of bologna, a slice of salami. We'd do mustards. The way he opens it. What else would we put in there? A cheese. Cheese. Oh, to pay the
When
troll
he
toll.
opens it. Oh, also back in the day, I ate a lot of beef jerky. I got to be careful on it now, but even old school Slim Jims,
Mm-hmm.
those were divine, man. Just snap do a Slim Jim.
You know what my favorite one is? It's the pickled like little chub. It is delicious.
The
And
pickle?
it is yeah, I can't remember what it is. I want to say um it's a little chub, but it's like pickled.
Okay.
Let me see if I can look it up real quick. But it's like 3,000 milligrams of sodium or something, and it's
Yeah.
the size of your thumb. And,
Yeah.
what is? I used to get it, and then it'd be like, ugh, no, I don't need that much sodium. Although
Yeah.
apparently there's really no correlation between sodium and
Hypertension? That's what I was
hypertension,
associated
but
with.
like there's not a strong correlation between that and hypertension and water and stuff like that. The original Lil Chub, what's the one that I would get? There was another one. That's a pickle pack. Well, this is not great. My big thing with beef jerky is that there is a spot. It's between the last and second to last molar on my upper left side, and it just strings right in there every single time.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm sitting there like trying to pick it out like the next hour or so, just trying to,
Yeah.
and that sucks. I hate that. That's the part I don't like.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of stuff that does that to me.
Yeah, that ruins anything quickly. It's like certain snacks that do that. And honestly, that was my thing about gummies is a little bit of gummies are okay, but at the wrong time, I feel like I just sit there picking out my teeth for the rest of the day.
Really? Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
There's some. I guess it depends on which kinds you get to. Like I love
Sure.
the Daryl Lee kinds. They're a little harder to get into. Um, and so you kind of feel that like it's got kind of that stickiness to it, I guess.
Yeah.
But then Albanese gummies, those just you just shred right through them. They're beautiful. I love Albanese gummies. When I get
yeah, if they're
old
the
and my
right
teeth don't
kind and
work
they
anymore.
fall apart real smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard to
Yeah. When I'm old, I'll have Albanese when I can't do Haribos anymore because Haribos those can be tough.
do. Yeah.
To
And
mash
the
through.
girls put theirs like they'll eat ice cream with that in it, and I'm like, I don't see how anybody can. There's you go to the yogurt shop or whatever,
Yeah.
and you can put anything you want in. They'll mix in gummies, and to me, once they get cold and they're no
Then they're
longer just
firm.
chewy, it's like nope. Yeah.
Yeah. Mouse mentions favorite gummies are Trolleys, and yes, that is also accurate. She doesn't like the spidery, like the octopus ones. She likes just the gummy worms. I will have them in every configuration you can make them. Trolleys are amazing. I love sour gummies. I like sour Harbos too. That works out. Let me see. Correct. Exactly. Yeah. Your favorite gummies have bud in them. Yeah, that's why they cost like $40.
Oh no, I've never tried that.
I haven't either. I'm tempted. Tempting, but yeah, that's pricey. That is Who are these guys? Are these good people? I don't know. Roving bands. You know how to make them. All right. I mean, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, don't type it in the chat, but
Yeah.
give knowledge.
Let's not demonetize what is. Say what?
The sugar-free gummies we're discussing here.
We
I
talked
don't do
about that on
sugar-free
Monday.
candy.
I
Do you
think
ever
it
do
was.
sugar-free candy?
No.
No.
When I'm
Okay.
eating when I'm eating
Yeah.
candy, when I'm eating ice cream, we're going for it. We're
Right.
doing it. Soda is different. Soda I'll do zero sugar every time that I can. But when it comes to gummies and candy, like, no, I need the full effect. I need every single thing. I need it all. Give me all of that Kit Kat. I wish that we had the have you seen those videos of the like the gourmet Kit Kats or the like specialty Kit Kats that they do in like Asia and stuff like that?
Yes. Like green tea or something.
Yeah, there was a shop in Arizona. It's sugar. They do novelty candies, they do old candies, retro candies, and then they do imports. And I had those green tea Kit Kats. Those are pretty good, but right now they also do lemon Kit Kats, and those are great. And I like those a lot.
Lemon.
Lemon.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Those are legitimate. I like those a lot. They have some. They even have the it's like the Boston. Everyone's doing like Boston cream right now, and I don't quite understand that, but okay. I've got to get up this mountain. Is what I gotta do. Lemon or seasonal, yeah. I know that March, April, or February to April, the Easter candy. I love those. Yeah. They have the chocolate donut, like caramel chocolate donut or something right now. Kit Kats, those are amazing. I like those a lot. I really enjoy those. I would just have candy all day.
Yeah, I like them. And
Those
then I
Pop-Tarts
also
were great. Yeah. They have the
Pop-Tarts. Okay. So I would
Okay, here we go. Yeah.
all right, let's go to this.
Let's
I'm going to show my age, and we're just going to cut right to the chase. I remember when they invented frosted Pop-Tarts.
Okay.
I was back in the day when a Pop-Tart just had that generic pastry look with the dots in it so it could breathe or the cool off or whatever.
Right.
And I remember they're going to come out with frosted Pop-Tarts. That was it, dude. You could not come up with a more desired culinary treat than a strawberry frosted Pop-Tart. And for years, I would just down those things hand over fist.
Yeah.
And I eventually discovered a few, including, again, at my local HEB. They had these chocolate ones, which might as well be cookies under the thinly veiled pretense of a breakfast substitute.
We all know
But-
that's a lie. It is.
Yeah.
It's a crime. Yeah.
Yeah. So good. So good, man. Those things. I ate way too many of them, but I liked them. They were very fun.
The frosted were I didn't
Yeah.
like a lot of the fruit ones, the strawberry, the cherry, the blueberry.
Yeah.
I didn't like a lot of those growing up, but what did come out, and I want to say it was like 94 or something, was s'mores.
Yep.
S'mores Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, and they had like the stripe in it, right? Like it wasn't
That's
just mixed. It was like
Right.
chocolate, marshmallow, chocolate, marshmallow, chocolate.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
unreal. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was. I had so many of those growing up, and to the point where it's hard for me to have them now.
Oh,
I didn't like the brown sugar cinnamon as a kid, but then as an
yeah.
adult, I fell in love with them. So I love those. Yes, exactly. Yes.
I tried
Yes,
a
to get
few
the
of
s'mores.
those. Do you remember when they made like a peanut butter and jelly one? It was that same kind of thing where they were layered and mixed.
I want to say yeah.
I tried those, but again, for me, if I'm eating anything fruity, I want it to be red. So strawberry or cherry or fruit punch.
Okay.
I will eat anything, but those are where I go to. And then if not that, I want chocolate.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, that was what worked for me.
They did one. I want to say it was the late '90s, and maybe they bring it over, but they do like vanilla. And I remember that was pretty good. And it was I want to say they were unfrosted Pop Tarts.
Really?
It was unfrosted with vanilla filling.
Okay.
And that was, and then when they brought out chocolate chip cookie Pop Tarts. So they actually had chocolate chips on top, and then there was like a chocolate filling, and those are amazing.
Also good, huh?
Yeah.
Reminds me of the people who invented Cookie Crisp cereal. It's like, hey kids, wish you could just down a box of cookies, but your mom's annoying.
Yeah. Yeah,
Brian
exactly.
Toasty gives you this.
We grew up on a lot of that stuff that probably wasn't good for you, but you know what? Mom and Dad bought them. Am I getting stuck with a rabbit? Is that what?
Yeah.
But it was easy. We could do it ourselves. Mom didn't have to prepare it, anything like that. Pop-Tarts, so easy. You know, they come in the little silver package. We actually, they would save on money sometimes, and they would get the Toastettes, which were, I don't know if they were store specific, but they had like these little pillowy outer edges. They were the same thing, but they had these little pillowy edges, and they tasted just slightly, they were like kind of puffed up. And the way I eat Pop-Tarts, this is the secret, okay?
Do you chew the edges off first?
Edges off first, and then you slide off the top in one piece.
Yeah. I've done that with the... So I invented that with the frosted ones.
You didn't invent that! I invented that!
Let's play who's older. Okay.
Okay.
For myself, I am the first Texan to do that.
Okay. Because I was in Nebraska. So
we're in the clear.
We're in the clear, yeah. No one's infringing on anyone's copyright.
Yep. And because the frosted was the best. So I would go around and chew off the other parts and then eat the other one. And every now and then I got that top off in one piece, but it was almost like an accident or a side thought. I just liked the way it all went together after.
Yeah, so sometimes you'd get it halfway off and it would kind of break.
Yes.
And then you would make that into its own little sandwich. You'd be like, oh, here's the top half, nom, nom, nom. And then you would take the other part and you would fold it in half, and that would become, and then you go nom, nom, nom. And it's like, this is Lego set, the breakfast.
Right,
essentially,
because
step by
scientifically,
step.
if you make the nom, nom, nom sound, everything tastes better.
You know it. That is, it adds like 15% more fiber or something.
Yeah, it has to do with getting the full ambience of the food. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
it
know
takes
food
longer
terms.
to eat, so you're fuller when you're done.
So, do you remember a cookie from Keebler called EL Fudge?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. Yes.
All right. Shortbread with chocolate filling, right?
Yes.
Amazing. So, what I quickly found was those suckers peeled real easily. Much like, you know how like before double stuffed Oreos were a thing, you would pull off the top of one, pull off the top of the other, and make a super Oreo. And you think, look what I invented, I'm the greatest ever.
Yes.
Well, I figured you could do that with EL Fudge because they were real easy, but they were also real easy to get the fudge off. So
yes, because it was like a thick thick chocolate, whatever it was.
Like a sticker or something on there, and you could just peel it off and reapply it.
Yeah.
And I would make
I
3 or
didn't do that.
4 of
But
them,
yes.
5 or 6 of them sometimes, and you would end up with this tiny sliver of shortbread, and then a stack of fudge about 2 or 3 fingers tall, and then
Oh
another
my God.
shortbread. I would go nuts on those. I'd eat myself sick.
Yeah. And that I do remember. I am mentally imagining just peeling that off, and it just comes off because
Yeah.
it's so thick.
Yeah.
It just holds together in a way that Oreo stuffing doesn't.
Right.
And my dad used to like guilt trip me on like, you don't want Oreos because that middle is fat. And mom would be
Right.
like, just eat the cookie.
Yeah.
And, and it's like,
Yeah.
yes. But I remember, though I didn't do the mega stack like you did,
Yeah.
but that is ingenious. And I'm surprised you did not win an award or have one of those trifold science fair.
I really should, right? That should have been my science fair.
This is guy math, absolutely. Um, I remember the you had the fudge stripes.
Uh-huh.
Those were sleeve at a time.
Yeah.
That's just how it
You
had
had
to
to.
happen. You had to.
You would offend the company if you didn't.
Yeah, honestly. And this was before they started doing the press and reseal things with the packaging.
Right.
Oh, I don't
Can't
like
let the
this
air
part.
ruin those.
Right.
Mom paid good money
I
for that.
have to eat it now. And I don't think mom really understood that, but I did. And
Yeah.
oh, I should really defend myself. Nope, that ain't happening. Maybe I have to grind out a little bit more. I don't know. I remember there would be kids that would absolutely. Oh God, I'm all the way back here. That would absolutely take the Oreos and just take all the stuffing and put it in there. I think there is definitely a point of diminishing returns on that.
Yeah.
I think when they got to like mega stuff, it's like, this is actually too much. I don't.
And well, I'll tell you the jump the shark moment for me was when Oreo introduced cookies and cream Oreo.
So I remember I got a picture of it. I was like, I should buy this, and then I never did, and now I am living in regret until the next time that they bring it out again, and then I can buy it. But I was totally down for cookieception. Cookies
okay.
inside cookies inside cookies.
Yeah.
And that makes sense to me in my brain because that's basically twice as many cookies is kind of where I'm at. So, I mean, why would you not want that? Well, actually, my favorite from last year, and one of my coworkers actually got me a package when she saw it too, because I bought a package as soon as I saw it, and then when she saw it, she bought me a package because she would just buy me junk food all the time, and it was the s'mores Oreos. So the cookies were like graham crackery flavored, and they were kind of like s'mores. So it was like chocolate and the marshmallow filling inside in the middle, and they were delicious. They were delicious.
I mean, they'd have to be like that.
Yeah, and what I did was I went nom 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 nom, and they were 10% better than if I hadn't done that. So
Easily
I got
10% better.
And actually, she had bought two because she bought one for me and then one for our designer at the time, and he did not ever come into the office. So she's like, "Well, I guess they're yours now." So I had to take care of those as well. And
It was the polite thing to do. I'm really glad
it was
you
the
did it.
polite. It was the environmentally friendly thing to do. Honestly, I don't really understand why you wouldn't, but yeah. Oh, let's go into this dungeon. Let's save first, or I will enter in here anyway. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, cookies. Yellow fudge. Now I want some yellow fudges.
I'm telling you, I'm going to have to start looking for those next time.
There's so many. And they've got a lot of the Girl Scout ones, but they're basically, they're the Keebler versions. And the like the Samoas. I don't know what the Keebler version of that is. We just killed a bunch of dudes. I think that's pretty cool. Value 65. How much is it? This is all heavy. Boots with the fur. With the fur. So many cookies. I want to say they had a lemon one. They had like sprinkled ones. They did pumpkin. And then you get into M&Ms. And I want to say my least favorite one was they had a butterscotch, and I enjoy butterscotch. But they did a butterscotch M&M, and I did not care for it. They did caramel M&Ms. Don't really care for those.
Love them.
Sugar cookie M&Ms are like one of the best latter day M&Ms that I've had, and I
don't think I've had those. I've had the crackle ones, like whatever you call that.
The Pop Rocks?
No, it's like what's in a Nestle Crunch kind of, the Rice Krispie crackle.
Oh, yes, the crispy M&Ms.
Yeah.
Yes, those are good. Those are legit.
Those are very good. I've had that. Caramel M&Ms are my airport food. Like, I get, as somebody with anxiety, I get anxiety a lot.
Yeah, hear you.
And the two things I always carry are a bag of beef jerky for the protein and a bag of M&Ms for the sugar, especially since you can kind of grab one or two at a time. And those are really good. And I have I like the caramel. To me that's the they're bigger, so it forces me to eat them slower, because the ones that's like what I imagine being addicted to drugs would be like is the M&M minis. They come in that little tube.
Yes.
And I just want to pop the top down the tube and throw that down like I'm in a movie and be like, whoa.
Like in one gulp.
Yes. Yeah. Just pop the top, swallow it all, toss it aside.
Yep. And then you just have this little tube, and it's like, well, that dream is done. What am I supposed to do now?
And then a comic book guy voice, you go, oh, I have many regrets.
As someone's wheeling me around in a wheelbarrow.
Yes.
S'mores M&Ms. Have I had those? I don't.
What? No. Okay, now I just have more questions. Is it M&M and the chocolate and the graham cracker?
That would have to be small. That would have to be like really small.
This is like M&Mception here. Okay. I need to see this. Is this legit?
All right. Use the power of the internet.
Yeah.
Find the answers.
My first thought is this one of those only in Colorado foods, or is this like everywhere?
They were great. I can't imagine that we would have an exclusive on.
I would be shocked, but who am I to judge?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I will take some state specific friggin' M&Ms. You know what the best M&M is?
Oh, what's the best M&M?
The best M&M is peanut butter M&Ms.
Ah, those were good.
No, every time I see them, it's like, yep. Gotta take care of my M&M problem.
It's amazing that peanut and peanut butter would have such different tastes, but they do.
They do. Yeah,
They
the
really do.
peanut butters are sweeter,
Yeah.
and it's a different texture, obviously, because it's more liquid everywhere. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. What are you saying ugh to?
Well,
No.
obviously I can't peanut butter M&M, but when I did,
Right.
they were very good.
Yeah. I would take peanut, because I liked peanut M&Ms over the milk chocolate ones, because I could take the peanut butter or the peanut ones, chomp down. Oh, the
Yep.
peanut butter ones.
Halfway.
Yeah, halfway, break the shell, have that, and then I would just eat the peanut.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's how. That's just how you have to do it. It is a tradition, or it's something, but it has to be done.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. Peanut M&Ms are just the best. To Lost Knife, I am in the Lost Knife hideout. Did I not murder enough? I need to skill up, is what I need to do. What do I want? I don't use magicka. We're gonna do stamina. There we go. Um. Oh, I do need to get block up because I do enough combat that I don't. I kind of like this skill system, which is basically just the sphere cloud from Final Fantasy 13 or 10 or wherever the heck.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Skittles are okay. Tropical ones are weird.
Yeah. I have to be
I
in the right mood for Skittles, but when I am, they do it. They get the job done.
yeah. I like Starburst better.
Really?
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's more work. Um,
A little bit more work, but again, to me, they're a little too, chewy in the teeth after a while.
yeah, yeah. Me and my peanut butter. That's how I do. Yeah. It's so much paper. Freeze dried Skittles. Yes, I've had those. We talked about that the other night. Freeze dried Skittles are pretty amazing. I want to say Kohl's had it. We have a little novelty shop that does popcorn and candy and stuff like that. And I want to say they have packages of oh, thank you, Lydia. Of freeze dried Skittles. And those are definitely not an everyday thing.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when they do hit hard. Walmart has the freeze dried ones. Are they actually Skittles? Like what section are those in? I'm trying to think, or maybe maybe they're just in the candy aisle, and I don't know. What do I know? We don't need 2 iron shields, despite what I was thinking. We don't need those either. Okay. All right. Where's the person who has to die? Oh, they're back over here. Okay, well, they're just dead. Okay, we're just murdering everyone. It is really great. Iron ingot. That's fine. Oh, I'll take the arrows. Yeah. 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 Skittles. I'll have them, but I don't ever intentionally buy them.
No, but it's kind of like one of those good ones when you get it, you're like, oh, Skittles. Yeah, I could
Yeah,
go for
those are
Skittles.
around. They still make those. Those aren't like the Whoppers. We would do those. Get them next time. Okay. All right, we'll get those next time. Whoppers are an interesting candy.
Oh, I love Whoppers.
Those are an
So
interesting.
in the UK, they're called Maltesers, and I swear
Yes.
they're even better. Oh man, I loved teasers.
Have you had Ritter Sport?
Have I had what?
Ritter Sport.
I'm gonna go with no.
It's a German candy. You can get them at like Targets and stuff. Elder Mouse loves Skittles. All right, all right. I'll keep that in mind. Put that in my brain box. So they're German. They're square. It's
Okay.
quality in a square, and they're 4x4, and you can break them off kind of however you'd like. But they come in. They'll do hazelnut, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, strawberry, cornflakes.
Yeah.
Like I said, Target has them, but if you go to like World Markets or whatever, they have around us for imports and stuff like that, they'll usually have them in a variety of other ones, but oh, they're so good. Those are so good. They'll do, you can't have them, but coconut, they'll have coconut ones in there too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is an interesting layer. I love this layer. But yeah, go find some British Sports. Then they have ones that are without nuts entirely, but you can just have them for the chocolate. Aha, found me. Haha. As I break your face. This is like a beginner dungeon because I'm handling it pretty okay. Oh. Until I die, of course. Oh. Hey, why didn't you help me? And I never really got into like Paydays or Three Musketeers or Baby Ruths.
Nah.
Never really got into those.
No, I mean, back in the day when I could still eat nuts, I dabbled with a few, like, whatchamacallit I liked. It was
Whatchamacallit is great because they had the
such a
crisp rice.
weird, kind of bizarre thing.
Yeah. Yeah, those are and you can still find them and all that. Um, oh, no. Yeah. Whatchamacallits are great. Take Fives, and
Yeah.
then they do Reese's Take Fives now, or they have for a little while now. Reese's Sticks, because I used to do Nutty Bars
Oh, okay.
growing up, but they're just Nutty Bars with Reese's. Gonna do it. Nope.
Yep. I don't. It's weird because I won't eat
Are you
like a
serious?
candy bar right now, but I will eat a ton of like the minis or whatever. Like if like today we were at a meeting and they had Hershey Kisses and like the Valentine's holiday bag. Like the Kit Kats that are like the size of two of your joints on a finger.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And like I'll eat 3 or 4 of those, which when I'm done is almost a Kit Kat. But I won't ever just go eat a Kit Kat. I'll be like, oh no, I'm not gonna eat that.
Yeah.
It's like I
Yeah.
can't eat that. I
Okay,
gotta.
we're done.
Come on.
Yeah. Those tiny ones are elusive because you're
Yep.
like, yeah, I won't. You're absolutely right. I won't eat a 400 calorie set of like 8, but I will eat 20 billion of these tiny ones and feel like I've gamed the system somehow, which is not fair to anyone except for Kit Kat, Nestle, and that. I love Kit Kats. And Reese's anything. Put it in footballs, put it in eggs, put it in rabbits. Like, however you want to inject. I even had those. Kelly and I got those half pounders, like the world's largest Reese's cups, which are actually weird because they have to use a slightly different chocolate to support the weight. So you get this bite in, and it's like just the chocolate, and then it's just the peanut butter, and then it's like just the chocolate again. It's hard to have like this holistic Reese's flavor. That's just
Yeah.
when you have those cups, but every time I see one on an end cap it's always during the holiday. That's when. No, forget it. You guys are stuck in there for a while.
Yep. Sorry. Tried.
Yeah, I tried. My lock picking
I'm
skill
not
is
gonna
not
waste
good
all
enough.
my lock picks on you.
Yeah, or bobby pins.
Right.
When Todd Howard told that anecdote about someone just sent him a box of bobby pins, and it's like, tell me how much that weighs, because they had to just artificially limit how much bobby pins weighed for some stupid reason. Gameplay. It's like, okay. Where's the map? Did I get everything? We're about to wrap up, so.
Yep. I'm about to say, let me hop out real quick. Take care of this dog over here, and I'm getting some texts from the family trying to square away. But that gives you a minute or two to sign off and do your own part there. But we will hopefully be back for more whenever you get another chance.
Monday is the next one. So if you're available, I know that it's like alternating weeks.
Yep.
Usually.
Right now it's alternating weeks.
Yeah. So, we're not gonna get this done. Yeah. So Friday's out. We're doing First Friday. We're headed out on the town. Gonna see some art. That is our thing.
Oh yeah, you'll get that.
Yeah. Do you guys have a first? You guys have to have.
I'm sure
Friday
somebody
down.
does somewhere, but I live so far out in the suburbs, none of that's easy to get to.
There's no culture there.
Nope.
There's just nothing.
It's all white wine mom culture where I am.
All right. Baldy, thank you for stopping in and chatting with me. And getting it done.
Appreciate it.
Yep. We'll talk more about candy later.
We will get more into all of that and enjoy it. You take care. I'll see you.
Yep. Thank you. Enjoy yourself. Have a good night. Dream good dreams. Do your ASMR. All right, who the heck did that? Who's doing that to me? We're gonna quick save here. We're gonna switch over to the main camera. Hello, welcome. Actually, we're about to say goodbye. If you haven't hit the like button, hit that like button. I see 8 likes, and it's exciting. It's exciting. We had a fun time tonight. Played a lot of Skyrim. That was more Skyrim than I've played in a good long time. Anyway, again, we're not back on Friday. We're looking to do next Monday, barring there's not something that I've forgotten about. And why is Siri firing? I don't need her to do that. So, all right, you guys have a good night. So much to do. I've got so much to do. So many things. Bikes to ride. First Fridays to have. Busy all the time. All right. Have a good one, everyone. Enjoy your hump day.